For a long time, my country waited while others decided our future. Today, we no longer wait. We build with our own hands, on our own land, for our own people. For decades, Burkina Faso barely moved forward when it came to roads. From independence all the way to 2022, the country only managed to build around 3,600 kilometers of paved roads. That's incredibly low for a nation trying to grow its economy and connect its cities. Travel was slow, dangerous, and expensive. Many areas were completely cut off during the rainy season. These weren't just bad roads. They were holding the entire country back. When Ibrahim Traoré came to power, he made roads a national priority. His plan was shocking: pave up to 5,000 kilometers of roads every single year. This wasn't a small improvement. It was a complete break from the past. It meant building more roads in 1 year than previous governments built in decades. Why are roads so important? Because roads are the backbone of development. Farmers need them to get food to markets. Soldiers need them to protect the country. Businesses need them to grow. Children need them to reach schools and hospitals. Without roads, nothing moves. What makes this plan so powerful isn't just the numbers, but the mindset behind it. The government stopped talking about why it's impossible and started asking, how do we do it ourselves? That change in thinking alone has already transformed the country. Roads are no longer just promises. They're becoming reality, fast and everywhere. For a long time, Burkina Faso depended on foreign companies to build its roads. They came with their own workers, machines, and managers charging very high prices. Projects took years to finish, and many roads were poorly built yet extremely expensive. Worst of all, most of the money left the country once the project was over. The new leadership decided this had to stop. Instead of hiring foreign contractors, the state itself became the builder. This was a bold move. Many said a poor country couldn't manage large construction projects on its own. But Burkina Faso proved them wrong. By cutting out foreign middlemen, the country saved huge amounts of money. There were no inflated contracts, no unnecessary profits, and no delays caused by outside interests. Decisions were made locally and problems were solved quickly. This change also created local jobs. Instead of outsiders earning salaries, citizens were trained and paid. Skills and experience stayed inside the country. Burkina Faso stopped seeing itself as a nation that must wait for help. It started acting like a nation capable of building its own future. One of the biggest reasons road projects failed in the past was a lack of equipment. The country simply didn't own enough machines. The new government invested in over 900 heavy machines: bulldozers, graders, excavators, and trucks, all purchased with state funds. This means the equipment belongs to Burkina Faso. With machines, you control speed, quality, and cost. Projects could start immediately, with multiple sites operating at once. This investment also sent a strong message to the people. It showed seriousness and commitment. Development was no longer just talk. It had wheels, engines, and steel. One of the most unusual parts of this strategy is the role of the army. Instead of only fighting, military engineers now build roads. This solved many problems at once. First, soldiers are disciplined and work in tough conditions. They are the security. In areas where civilian companies were afraid to go, the army could work without fear. Second, soldiers don't work for profit. They work for the nation, which massively reduces costs. Third, the army already understands logistics and planning skills perfect for large infrastructure projects. This approach also changed how people see the military. Soldiers are now seen building roads and helping communities, which has grown trust between civilians and the army. But this road revolution isn't just led by the government or the army. It's led by the people themselves. Ordinary citizens are physically involved in building their country. Men, women, and youth are all contributing. Some bring labor, some bring sand, some cook food for the workers. Everyone finds a way to participate. This creates a feeling that the roads belong to the people. When citizens help build something, they protect it and feel proud of it. That mindset is creating unity, responsibility, and national pride. To organize this massive effort, the government launched a national program called Faso Kaba, which means Build the Fatherland. This initiative focuses on fast, local action in cities. Neighborhood by neighborhood, streets are paved, sidewalks built, and public spaces cleaned, all using local labor and materials. Faso Cuba is also about dignity. It tells citizens they are not beggars waiting for help. They are builders shaping their own environment. Have you ever heard of a country building roads for 60 to 80% cheaper than usual? That's what's happening in Burkina Faso, and it's shaking up how we think about development in Africa. For a long time, building just 1 kilometer of paved road in most African countries could cost up to $1 million. A lot of that money would vanish into foreign company profits, imported materials, and high salaries for outside experts. But Burkina Faso is taking a different route. Instead of relying on expensive foreign contracts, they're using local materials, state-owned machinery, and even their own military engineers. And the most amazing part? The communities themselves are getting involved. Citizens are volunteering their labor, working side by side with soldiers and local leaders. This isn't just about saving money, it's about building something together. This approach is called FOMO, and it's more than a project, it's a philosophy that says development doesn't need permission, it needs participation. By cutting out expensive consultants and inflated invoices, they're not just building roads. They're building trust and national pride. So where does the money come from? For years, Burkina Faso was exporting its gold while its own infrastructure crumbled. The government decided to change that. They reviewed mining laws and demanded a fairer share of the revenue from their natural resources. Now that gold money isn't just flowing out of the country. It's staying home to fund these massive road projects. This powerful move reduces dependence on foreign loans and protects the nation from potential debt traps. Citizens can see a direct link between their country's wealth and the new roads improving their daily lives. It's a clear message. Burkina Faso's resources will be used for its own people first. This strategy completely flips the old development model on its head. For decades, African nations were told they needed huge loans from institutions like the World Bank and the IMF to progress. But these loans often came with strict conditions, leaving countries in debt with little to show for it. Under its current leadership, Burkina Faso rejected this model. The message was simple: development shouldn't turn a nation into a hostage. By using their own resources and citizen contributions, they've gained control over their own destiny. They decide what gets built and when, without outside pressure. This isn't about rejecting cooperation. It's about leading it. But these roads are more than just a path for trade. They are a lifeline for survival. In a country battling insecurity, the ability to move troops and supplies quickly is critical. Old, muddy tracks made it nearly impossible for the army to reach remote areas. New roads mean soldiers can respond to threats faster, deliver aid to vulnerable populations, and help reconnect isolated communities. Farmers can get their produce to market, reducing food shortages and bringing back a sense of normalcy. In Burkina Faso, building a road is an act of defense. Infrastructure is no longer a luxury, it's a shield. Perhaps the most profound change isn't the asphalt or the gravel, it's the shift in mindset. The old belief that the nation was too poor to build anything on its own is fading away. The new message is one of empowerment. No one is coming to save us. When people see their neighbors, their soldiers, and themselves building their country with their own hands, helplessness turns into pride. This psychological shift creates a powerful sense of unity and a shared mission. What's happening in Burkina Faso is being watched closely across the continent. It's a bold experiment that suggests poverty isn't just about a lack of money, but a lack of sovereignty. If this model succeeds, it could inspire a new era of self-reliant development across Africa. Thanks for watching.